Welcome back to more Legacy of Kain Defiance, and finally, we are playing once again as Big Sexy. Big Sexy! Dude, I was gonna let you live, and you're being a jerk. Die. I'm pretty sure that's the last one of those that I'd pull off in the game, which is sad.
This history in part I knew already. How, as the vampires began to die out, the pillars summoned human guardians to fulfill their roles. It seemed the ancient vampires had adopted, and when necessary, abducted the human guardians and made vampires of them when they came of age, until the humans rebelled against their masters. And here, I made a surprising discovery. It was Mobius, the time streamer, and Mortanius, guardian of death, who led the bloody revolt. Now, I understood why Mobius hated me so intensely. I was the first vampire guardian in all these centuries, and he knew what my coming signified. Or perhaps I reminded him of all he had forsaken.
So in other words, Mobius is old as fuck. If you put the pieces together, we will learn more about how he stays alive for so long later on in this game. Yeah, we're going to go through this quite a bit, actually. I'm pretty sure we climb up here as Raziel at some point too, so it's another one of those things that Kain does to help out Raziel. Granted, he's just helping himself out.
The orb that once opened this portal had been destroyed. To power it, I would need to find a substitute.
Yeah, I guess they don't have D batteries in Nosgoth. Shame, really, because they should have just gone with Energizer, because they keep going and going and going and going and going. But they didn't do that. Instead, we get statues. But Big Sexy don't have time to care about no statues. He's got work to do. He's got bodies to create for Raziel later. As Raziel's gonna need them bodies to possess. And let's face it. In this series, Kain is probably just about the only sex appeal. I mean, he's got the leather pants after all. What else do you want? It's certainly not going to be Mobius, nor Raziel. I mean, Ariel's alright. Except she's a ghost and she's missing half her face. Although in this game, she does have a bit of attitude, which isn't great. Actually, thinking about it, she's the only woman in the series, pretty much. Interesting. Modern entertainment would have a big problem with that. Then again, I don't care what people in modern entertainment think about anything. And yes, I know Uma's a thing too. She's probably the best one actually, but she's not in this game. So she don't count. I mean, I wouldn't say no. I would ask her why when she talks, she's always pointing down at her vagina, but I wouldn't say no. It's odd is what it is. Then again, I'd be worried she'd kill me, so I would rather not be around somebody like Uma. Screw you, Shades. The only reason I attack them there is because they're annoying. And we're gonna get a final Reaver form for Kain, which is actually pretty cool. It would be nice if Kain left a message on one of these walls that just said Kain is here. Or for a good time, call Raziel. Raziel would find the message later and be like, I keep getting these strange messages asking for a good time. What do these ominous messages mean? And then you find out it's Mobius prank calling him. Hey, you know the devs were thinking, hey, this is different. They're still statues, but they're purple. That's different, right? No, they're just as annoying. Except I think they have invulnerable states as well. Because I noticed several times trying to hit them, and I didn't hear that satisfying crunch. Maybe these are the metrosexual statues. Which I will give the statues that. When you hit them, that is a satisfying sound. They still have way too much health. If somebody wants to be a champion, mod the PC version of this game to reduce the statue's health at least by half. Again, if you just faced one at the end of every temple or something like that as a boss, that would be okay. But you don't. You face them all the time. This video would be so much longer if I was not editing these fights out. Which is what I should have done on my original playthrough. Then again, the friend I had at the time, I enjoyed our conversations for commentary for that playthrough, so I didn't mind the extra video length. Dude, fuck off. See, that's just not as satisfying of a sound. And you can see we're not just facing one statue, we're facing at least two in every encounter. And of course, shades show up. Because why not? They are the least satisfying enemy to fight in the game, but at least they die quickly enough. The statues are a close second, but they would be okay if their health was less. And then the tentacles are boring too. I don't know why they exist. I hear more shades. Oh, look. More statues. And these are red. Awesome. And if you're red-green colorblind, then they're just normal statues to you. That's what you get for messing with the big dog. Big Sexy. I haven't really been calling him that too much during this playthrough. Nor have I been calling Raziel Razzie the Raspberry as much as I should have. Damn it, I'm slipping! It feels like we don't really play as Kain very much. It's been a while since we've played as him. And in the next video, we're going back to Raziel. He is actually kind of shortchanged in this game, which sucks. Granted, I know cut content. We probably would have played as him more if not for that. But it still sucks. Hey, you guessed it. More statues. This is just old at this point.
I was confronted again with depictions of the vampire's champion, the bearer of the Reaver Blade. And here too was his Hilden adversary, with blazing eyes brandishing a flaming sword. Two heroes locked in combat which only one would survive. But which one? These murals prophesied two possible outcomes. I didn't know what Mobius was trying to concoct, but this all seemed too convenient.
I think that actually is vampire prophecy. but I'm not sure. I'm a little hazy on how some of that works. But I can't get too into that until probably the video after next. Although Mobius is aware of the Vampire Hilden prophecy. Yeah. No one cares. Oh, another piece of cut content. Originally, they were going to go into the origins of Uma in this game, which could have been interesting. And then we could have had another lady in this game. And sex appeal, hopefully. Because she was pretty boring in Blood Omen 2, as was pretty much everybody. The dialogue was boring as fuck. I was watching a friend play some of that yesterday. And for the most part, the dialogue doesn't have the same gravitas that the other games have. It would have been nice to have Amy Hennig write that character just to see what she would have been like. Oddly enough, combat better than the other games outside of this one. To be fair, Blood Omen 1, if the hitbox issue was fixed, the gameplay would probably be pretty decent for what it is. It's not normally my type of game, but I feel like that one still could have worked. Hell, it still might have the best gameplay in the series. Yeah, you can probably see how easy it would be to get turned around and confused as to where you're going, given all the temple hopping we're doing. The good news is this is the last one of these that we do as Kain, so we won't be running around through multiple temples anymore. So that is a plus. The negative is we still have one more temple to go as Raziel. Technically another temple after that, but it's very different. That one's actually okay. Awesome.
With this fourth and final fragment, the balance emblem was complete. I now had the means to unseal the mysterious chamber at the heart of the Citadel.
That I don't think he's mentioned yet, because I skipped that cutscene. Don't worry, we will get it. I still think that's a really strange design choice by the devs. Because they're useless cutscenes when they show up at a door and just say, oh, this door needs to be unlocked with something. I get why it exists, but if you show up at the door with the item, then there's no need to play the cutscene. There's no point because you obviously have the item already. Extreme close-up! Aw. I was hoping. I could have used the video editor to zoom in on that more and actually give an extreme close-up, but I'm not doing that. I'm too lazy. Fuck that. Yeah, one more temple, which we will do next video, and then we will be done with that aesthetic. You might have noticed already from last video, the story at least picks up from here on out. So I will have a lot more to talk about in the upcoming videos.
This door was clearly significant. The answers I sought surely lay within. But to unlock the chamber, the balance emblem had to be fully restored.
It is already.
For my ancient ancestors, the dark gift was clearly a curse, damning them to a kind of spiritual purgatory. But why were they compelled to seal this chamber so securely? Perhaps the lock was not meant to keep intruders out, but to imprison something within.
Kain, scion of balance, savior of Nosgoth.
What is this?
Your arrival is foretold. The fates have willed it.
Is that so?
I am the oracle of your ancestors. I can provide the answers you require. You needn't speak. I know your mind. You seek knowledge of your creature Raziel. This I can offer, if you will look. He has found the body of Janos Ordrum. He journeys now to Avernus Cathedral to seek the Heart of Darkness. You know what this means.
And why would I trust your prophecies?
These events are already written just as you feared. But there is still time. He can be stopped.
If Avernus is in flames, Raziel is 5 centuries beyond my reach.
I may aid you in this regard as well. This portal will transport you in time to the very hour that Raziel arrives in Avernus. This task is yours to carry out, since it was you who made him what he is. When you are ready, you may pass through.
I knew, of course, that this oracle was not to be trusted. But in the end, what choice did I have?
It would be funny if Kain said, "Hey, you sound a lot like Mortanius." And Kain likes to forget what he did to Raziel. Also keep in mind that this is pretty easy. In the Legacy of Kain universe, if something's easy, it's probably a trap.
This peculiar sensation was familiar to me, and the chamber did indeed appear altered by time. In this regard, at least, the oracle seemed to have been truthful.
I have delivered you faithfully to the very hour you desire. You know what must be done, Kain. There is only one way to prevent Raziel from doing great harm.
He is not my enemy.
But you are his.
See what I mean? He forgets what he did to Raziel, or doesn't like to think about it. But the more complicated something is, the better chance it has of being right. Anything simple like this you can imagine as a trap. Also keep in mind, the Elder God has access to the vampire chamber.
From this vantage point, I could see the city of Avernus in flames. The oracle had indeed brought me to the time it promised. It might also be true then that Raziel was already there, seeking the Heart of Darkness. If so, he had to be stopped. I could not allow Janos to be raised.
And the conclusion to that will of course be in Blood Omen 2. It's kind of lame, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. I will see y'all next time with more Legacy of Kain Defiance.